Look at the stitch. Yo,
Shout out
guess
to
who it
Shim
is?
for the stitch, baby.
Yeah, oh, shout out to Shim. You know what I'm saying?
A wonderful man.
Hey, he won that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kai can't do it. But
What
anyway.
kind of champ, baby?
Hey, we got Kai, the Taipan Sensei, showing off Taipans. Nah, it's Tenpai.
I might have submitted.
It really is.
Wagon
Oh, we also got half cock right here too. He's half asleep. And Birdman. Look at him. Tired. Anyway.
We've summoned a couple dragons.
You summoned a couple dragons? First off, how many cards in the main?
40. That
Clean
consistent,
40?
bro.
All right,
I
consistent.
want to see my dragon circular.
Hey, bro, I end this fight now. You heard he said?
Yeah. It is basically dragon math mech at this point. It's just synchro math mech.
All right, whatever. Let's see this shit. I'm sick.
Bro,
somebody said that in the chat too. Yeah, tell me what to do.
This guy sets or searches any Sangan spells. So the quick play or the field spell. I don't think we get any new spells. But the set kind of comes up sometimes, like in mid combo. If you don't have the field spell but your shit's resolving, you can summon him, like set the field spell, and then still pop it later on with a Trident or one of the big guys. Also, him setting plays around draw. They draw you, you just set the card, you don't care.
That's fair.
This is like the best card in the deck. This card is absolutely custom.
Yeah, explain this card.
It's at the start of the damage step. If anything attacks, it's not just him. Start of the damage step is a bit of a funky place. Not a lot of people are super familiar with the damage step I guess, because like summoning or changing monsters, like whenever you summon this guy, his effect goes off and adds you the spell before the attack even happens. Like, these cards are absolutely bonkers. He's also just a free extender that activates the summon. Like, if you open any of the two dragons, actually that's not true. If you open him and either of the other ones and a field spell, you can do the entire like little FTK line, which I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Two of the mid one. We don't have. He's honestly my favorite one, just because he brings a guy back, but he's also just like doesn't do anything on his own.
Can't die by battle though.
The honorary Tenpai, Fenny with the Henny, Daddy himself. They ain't never banning this card.
Going to two next format.
I'll throw it.
Going to two.
I'll throw it. I'll stream myself blending one up and eating it if they ban
it's getting the unicorn treatment.
A bunch of hand traps.
Yeah, how much non-ninja did you play? Let's get it here. What's that?
25.
Ain't no way you play 25 non-ninja.
Well, non-engine. 3.
Why is a non-engine that thing?
You kind of have to play these just for
like the mandatory ones.
Branded. And then this is
Brandon's not losing to Ash anymore. Come on, dude.
True, but you kind of you can't let Branded Fusion resolve. Ogres, shout out to Palazzo for the alties. We're waiting on the QCRs. This card's bonkers. I don't care what anybody says. No one is expecting their monster to just leave the board. Plus field spells resolving. Like, you can just hold this card going second and like summon literally anything, and they're like Snake Temple summon a guy back, and you're just like, get that shit out of here.
And they cross it out.
If you know what? They're better than you.
No, they break. It didn't matter.
One Magnum, because this guy searches everything.
Yeah, get you literally into anything you need.
Those are all the monsters, the spells. This card is absolutely insane. Konami decided that 2024 was the year of every field spell is going to make my guys unaffected, because it's a great.
Good thing it says your main phase.
This card also discards for effect.
So stupid.
You can just slam it, and if they blow it up, cool, activate another one. You don't need the effect if you have a guy in your hand.
I've lost too many times to that.
It's the banger. The one card, Baba Booey.
Ooh, I know it's not. So we'll get into that. I know it should be in your side deck. Ash this card. It's like,
yeah, you kind of like, this is Branded Fusion for this deck. If you don't interact with this card, you kind of just lose.
You lost, bro.
Like, even if they draw you off the field spell and you have this card in your hand, you just chain it, add the dragon anyway. Like, as an extender, it just gets you so far. It's kind of ridiculous because all the guys do so much by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's not engine, but it isn't. This card's kind of mandatory. This card and Fenrir, for some reason, just aren't going to get touched in the TCG,
that
hopefully.
That card will never get touched.
We'll just
pray. Fenrir will definitely get touched first.
There's a point where I want to play 3, but this card is
Going
like
brick.
absolutely insane. Yeah, and you have Prosby, and you draw 6 cards because you always go second. So I'd rather not brick, but this card is absolutely mandatory and bonkers for this deck as well. Like I don't.
Thrust
You
into
draw
fucking
suck.
Duster,
Thrust is like a 6 card. Just duster somebody. They just throw up all over the table. It's awesome.
Yeah, you can get.
Speaking of, we're main decking these because we don't care. We are not losing to some random back row game 1.
Hope you break.
One of
Yeah,
thrust
still
targets. You kind of need this for the field
Yeah,
spell.
if you have that, it's just like full combo after you've hand trapped them into oblivion.
I have a Necro Valley and a set rotation that I've been thinking about it, like putting in, but realistically, it doesn't need it right now. So if the meta shifts, then I'll do it. I want to side 2 more of this card because this card is absolutely insane right now.
Talents look at hand. Oh yes, baby.
And then 3 Imperm. You going first, going second. Card's insane.
Yeah, it's a good card to draw as your 6th. Unless you got puppeted, but you know. It is what it is.
Shout out to Peter.
Peter Young, got you. Former champion.
We're going to start off with the weird one. Everybody, I see everybody playing all sorts of weird, random level 7 synchro techs, or they're playing that big, stinky Time Lord guy. I refuse. This card is the truth.
I like that Time Lord guy.
This card is the truth. They destroy it. He brings himself back.
How many times
He
you
outs you Bell. I've summoned him a couple times.
Okay.
This card crashes with Colossus. See, if they have Colossus, which you can't activate the quick play spell because you can't add, so you're like, summon this guy with a dragon and like the extender, summon him, kill the Colossus. He will negate the Colossus so that it won't get its replacement effect and they'll both crash. And then you will full combo and kill them.
Bruh. That's just insane. I'd rather I can't even nib you. Okay.
Mandatory.
Unaffected black.
Beautiful.
Fire
Beautiful,
dragons.
unaffected by anything. Rose dragons.
Only we got the field spell. Keep in mind.
Only this one. This card comes up a lot though.
Someone told me they summoned that to out a nib token. I was like,
This
what?
card comes up sometimes with the Magnuma. It's come up like twice.
I think that card does not need it.
But I absolutely do think that this card should be Ready Rose. Just waiting on a Ready Rose in the mail.
Oh,
This card should probably be Ready
I got
Rose.
one of those.
Mandatory. These ugly commons and supers.
Yeah, what if they unicorn rip one? Does it matter?
If they
Can you
rip
still-
one
can
of
you still
these,
kill?
if they rip this card, it's kind of weird, but I could still make this beautiful mofo. But otherwise, you play 2 for like follow-up.
Yeah.
And then if they rip this card, if their board's weak enough, you can still just kill them with this stuff or the OTK line, which we play. This card is mandatory. Also keep hearing people / seeing people talk about, oh, you don't have to play Trident. You don't need to do all the damage. What is the point of summoning all the guys and beating them up if not to then proceed to kill them? This card also literally just kills people like through game. Like if you just do your combo and haven't like punched over a monster, they have a big guy yet, and you punch 6k over a guy and then hit them twice, you just kill them. They just lose the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
This card should not exist. This card should have been banned. Your Link OTK line, this is mandatory because of D barrier is like super prevalent. Doesn't stop links.
Why don't you cross it out, cuz?
Snake is also still the best deck in the game, so all this stuff is super crazy. This is like these 2 are like your only cards going first. I see a lot of people playing like the Zolkin, Blackwing, like all the Crystal Wing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think this deck is so weak going first that it's not worth like trying to set up like a piddly ass board when I can just summon like Seals SP or like Seals Fenrir with a couple hand traps. Like they're not playing through it. And Seals this card gets you so much follow up in this deck because you just summon Magnuma or you summon the White Dragon, which adds you Field Spire or Quick Play, and they just lose next turn if they don't kill you.
That is 100% true.
And then I was testing Striker Dragon for the longest for SP. It doesn't come up that much, and this card comes up way more. You absolutely need this card. Typhon is bae. I've never been in more situations where I'm like, what weird custom extra deck card could I need? And then this card comes up, and I'm like, thank God for Konami.
Yeah, but like, so when are you like someone that's like going first or like going second into a board? Because like, really, because you're locked out of summoning.
So like Typhon is just your last like, oh shit, they have actually just like interrupted all my stuff, or like ogre my field spell, and I'm not going to be able to play through it. But they might not have that much left, or just to put up a fight, so that you can at least just like slam a guy or slam a hand trap, Typhon. Or if you have one guy left, because usually they interrupt once you get two guys and hit one, so then you can just like summon Typhon, bounce a guy, hope that a hand trap or two that you have in a Typhon is enough. Which sitting on an empty Typhon feels way better than sitting on like an empty Zeus, because they can't get over it as easy.
Yeah.
Side deck. This card's wild right now. It's between Bell and this card, but through group speculation and testing, this card is not once per turn, and I think this card is just much better.
Yeah, it can essentially hit like everything that's in the grave. That's
And
grave
Pearly.
already. And like Bell is fine, but Bell is bad against Branded because of Branded loss. Like if you're not hand trapping them or have hand trapped them where they don't get lost, it's just like, or in our case, our hard open loss. So it's just like you just lose at that point. But just being able to hit Branded red targets, hit Pearly spells, like if they end up having only 2 fires in grave for Flame Birds, you can banish one of them. I think some shit like that. Like it just has more applications.
It's come up a couple of times because Flame Bird just 2.
Like you can hit the princess too. Like you have so much. You can even hit the Raging Phoenix too. And try summons out of grave.
Well, this like hits the mirror and stuff too. Like it hits the green effect. It hits 7 unless they're doing it in main phase.
Yeah.
This card's kind of mandatory for this format. It's like
Drippy
the
drip.
only way you don't get this card and this card, or like how you don't get puppeted. But
Yeah, because
otherwise,
you're making everyone go first. It's like if you make a branded player going first and like you open up kind of subpar, or you just open up like any of those combination of cards, you don't care what they do. Oh, unless
this card's also really good into the voiceless board. Maybe
That
I'm
is
just
true.
a goober, but I really enjoyed this card into the voiceless board. This card plus like Lightning Storm and Feather Duster is wild.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Change any of the stuff they're trying to negate.
This card could be 2 talents and a change of heart. Could be 2 talents or 1 talent, a change of heart, and a mind control. Kind of just messing
Just
around
power
with
spells.
it. At a point, there was a Raigeki in this slot. Like Raigeki, kind of crazy too, but it's kind of just anything to deal with like the only negates in the format being like Apo or like random extra deck cards that are like archetypal. I think like Vortex Dragon with Melodious. There's like like Chi Shao if people are playing Sword Soul. There's like all sorts of random little monsters and stuff that you can hit, or just Apo, and just mind controlling stuff is great. I mind controlled somebody's Flame Birds the other day so that they didn't have a fire, and then like spell and trapped one of their cards.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't princess back, and I just comboed and killed them.
Yeah, without even dumping their Flame Birds to trigger it.
Card mandatory. Deck has a interesting time with floodgates.
All chainables isn't necessary. You just gotta chain it, bro. Hit the barrier. You know, hit the field spell in the mirror. Like
this card going first also is like actually so good. If I think my opponent's gonna make me go first, I will absolutely side this plus Healer then, because setting this and like if you're playing the mirror or playing Snake or anything, setting that card and then playing into it is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Then here's the creme de la creme. The I love Yu-Gi-Oh. This is the sauce right here. It's the fun time.
I'll help you break on it.
We enjoy our opponent not playing. I'll take the gamble every time. But I think you're making me going first. Oh, they're all going in. All 3 absolutely are going into the deck. And I will draw them.
Well, I'm activating D-Barriers, so it never mattered. Because you don't play cross out. That was one of the things in the side that I think we probably have.
I got links.
Like, yeah, it's cool, but now you're subjugated to losing the cards you're not going to normally lose to. Like, your deck normally doesn't lose to a nib, and then, like, it just depends. If you just go summon, make seals pass, and then, like, cool, I'll just deal with the seals, and hopefully you don't have too much non-engine I can't play through.
This deck is not losing to Nib.
I said shit. You would do lines that you shouldn't lose to Nib too. You know what I mean? But other than that, I think we should play crossout though, shouldn't we? What do you think?
I have crossout, Thunder of Ruler.
You said Thunder. Oh yeah, the normal. D
barrier and
it's just D
threatening
roar. Like you can just cross those cards out.
But if people are really deciding it, then yeah.
Those cards are people are picking them up, but it's just like learning the interactions of what the deck does and when to interact with them. But I definitely think you should probably play because D-Barrier is getting back put into people's side decks. So I think you should have a way to that. It's not that you just want to toolbox use your extra deck, but just get a D-Barrier. It's like, wow, waste those resources, so to speak, when I can literally already have the answer. Like if I cross out called D-Barrier, cool. If I drew the D-Barrier, I'm like, all right, well, cool. Then I'll use my extra deck. You know what I mean? So your number one priority is like having answers for those cards and not making yourself vulnerable to cards you shouldn't lose to.
I think it's also more of a problem whenever the link stuff gets hit. Like D-Barrier isn't so much of an issue as more Thunder Roar, Threatening Roar would be, because like the D-Barrier me, I just link OTK him.
That plays in the nib, doesn't it? They got it. Well, that's also one of those things. But if you cross out the D-Barrier, you'd be like, cool, regular will kill you. You know what I'm saying? And you dead because we're already in the battle, know what I mean? But I just think, and you can also cross out hand traps too that affect you.
I don't hate the idea of cross out. It just kind of takes people out of deck space.
No, they can only be 4 cards. Essentially, you just have to tweak around your side deck. That's all. Or main, either or.
Now I'm showing you the little.
Oh my god, he's showing combos, cuz.
I'm showing you one little combo. What you can do with these and any of the other decks.
Well, turn them the other way because we need to be able to see them.
So it's realistically just Field Spell, Red Dragon.
And a discard, right?
And then, it has to. So it's a 2.5 FTK, 2.5 card combo.
FTK, you're going second.
Practically going second. Or OTK.
Well, my boy over here knocking on, man.
So you can have.
Get your rest, bro. Get your rest.
You can have 3 blank cards.
Yeah, you have 3 blank cards.
Doesn't matter.
And essentially these cards.
So you're just going to go, boop.
Other way, baby. Come on. Activate the field spell effect. Search white, dump white.
And
right?
This guy gets it.
Hey, deck ass. Sorry. Nah, deck crazy.
And discard.
I don't think we had a battle phase deck in a very long time. That was actually
summon green, summon target.
Yep. And then effect. Mm-hmm. Make him want to build this deck. I think might put it together. You know what I'm saying?
So then you have then you have quick play in your hand. Activate effect. Summon. You have 2 routes, realistically. You can summon the 7. You can summon the 7 here. Which you would use. These 2. And you got 7, revive him, revive him. And then you have
keep in mind
2.
He's also attacking you with all the monsters that he's summoning.
No, this isn't the main phase. They're unaffected in the main phase.
Oh. I'm sorry, we haven't moved the battle because you still have the quick play.
So you could summon him, and you have 2 guys on board with a quick play. This is like if you are absolutely wide. And then enter battle phase, so all your guys are unaffected in the main phase, and then they can't activate effects in the battle phase. So then you just kill them, synchro, and whatever you need to synchro, punch, and slam this, which is 1 card murder.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just, which is what I like to do, because it saves the 7 effect for the battle phase when they actually can't respond, is just take all 3 that are on the board. 6, 10. Just make them, and then just go battle, slam the spell.
And then do all your battle phase shenanigans.
Just kill them then.
Yeah, this play's probably a little bit more useful than just like trying to like normal sort of any other ones.
Yeah, I don't want to make a big board on main phase. I'll just do it in the battle.
Yeah, I actually like that. I'm gonna play Tenpai Math Mech, you know what I'm saying? I'm going in.
God, yes. You can just side it as a 15-card engine.
Bro, I'm about to.
You can.
But we got Kyle over here, the Senpai, you know what I'm saying? Playing the deck. I'm gonna cook him up. Don't even worry. This man will lose to the one and only best deck Ashen.
Like a spider on your shoulder makes your skin crawl.